Welcome to The Divide with Mike and Corey, two diehard baseball fans who don't agree on anything. Which side will you choose? This is The Divide.
Welcome to The Divide with Mike.
We're a little rusty, folks.
Oh,
man.
Hey guys, I'm Julie Stewart Banks.
Hey, what's up? This is Cliff Floyd. You can catch me on The Divide.
You can catch me on The Divide on Fox Sports The Gambler.
Hopefully our disagreements one day bring us all together.
So stupid. So corny. I hope our disagreements bring us together.
Yeah, I do. This is The Divide.
And here we are after taking a week off, and it shows. The Divide live on Fox Sports The Gambler, 102.5 Philly, 104.1 Trenton. I love that right before we started, you were like, "Oh, I gotta crack my." It was a seltzer. It wasn't a beer.
Yeah, non-alcoholic
Like,
seltzer.
I'm gonna crack my seltzer. That way, it's not on the air. And then the second you hit the intro, you crack the seltzer.
I forgot to crack it, and I couldn't go.
It had to be cracked.
I'm a little parched.
You gotta crack the seltzer.
You got to give
You
it
need
a crack.
You need the bubbles.
You got to give
You
it a
need
crack.
the bubbles.
Look, like it. Yeah, talk about already off the rails. Like
Shoot.
there's sticky stuff over here. I think my daughter was playing over here. It's just a nightmare, man. We had one take. Your mic wasn't on. Then I
true.
forget to hit the one intro. I hit the record button. I didn't hit the second overlay, and we're off to an amazing start.
We're here, man. Well, look, there's a lot of things going on, dude. I mean, basketball's going to start up soon. Hockey's going to start up soon. We're already towards the end of baseball. Football's already going to be week 3.
That's unbelievable.
Week 3. Well, I mean, technically week 3 started last night with the game, but
To quote Germ on Stuff About Sports, he's like, "I can't believe we're through week 2. It feels like a week and a half already."
crazy, right?
Yeah, it's
What an
crazy. Like, I was
exaggeration.
like,
The sad part is I understand him. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I can't
yeah,
believe
that's-
it's been 2
dude,
weeks.
he was
This feels
speaking-
like 10 days.
preaching to the choir. But we're through to, actually,
I'm
plus 1.
0-2 in all 3 of my fantasy
You
leagues.
are, and I've
All
had
3.
I've had the honor in 2 of them to beat you.
Yeah.
So you are 0-2 against me.
I didn't do any research.
It shows.
Shows.
It shows. It shows. You've been busy, man. How's dad life? Is not as easy as I made it seem when we created this podcast. huh?
It's easy, but it's like,
Fair. The naps are amazing.
oh my God.
Yeah.
So I get so much accomplished. If
Yeah, right.
it's like either if she sleeps longer than a half hour, I'm like, this is going to be at least an
Yeah.
hour, if not more. But the problem is I wait until a half hour to start anything
Yes.
because I want to make sure but then by that time I lose a half hour if she sleeps an hour. You know what I mean? It's a
Fair,
numbers game.
fair. Yeah.
But man, the naps are.
It's gonna get even easier into a cycle, and then also when she's not in that cycle, it's gonna be it's
know
rough.
this isn't a big thing, and some people are gonna cringe, but I just put her on my lap and we watched TV like Sunday Night Football when the Dolphins played last week.
Cool.
I was just like, here we go.
One of the best feelings in the world,
One
man.
of the people are like, hey, you shouldn't, expose them to that. Into your garbage take here. It's my kid. I'll do what I want. Gosh darn it.
No, I was talking to a dad of a 10-year-old, and like the daughter's you start to feel all right, daddy, leave me alone a little bit.
Ah.
So like I'm like, no, I need my Peyton.
Really?
She's like my Tails, like Sonic and Tails.
That's right.
like she's always there. So like it's kind of weird.
She's gonna hate you in 2 years. Don't worry.
I know that's what he was saying.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, enjoy the ride, buddy.
Yeah, she's
Like,
gonna hate
it's
you.
almost
She don't
over.
want nothing to do with you. But then it'll be cool because dad and his corny friends can embarrass her all the
Yeah,
time. That's
heck yeah,
exactly
heck
what I
yeah.
love about kids. Is just
Yeah.
embarrass them. Go
She was
near them and
talking,
fart and
yeah,
stuff.
she was
Just
talking
be
about
perfect.
boyfriends, stuff like that.
Oh
and
my
I was just
God.
like, it's
No
second
thanks.
grade, dude. Like if you really go back and think about it, like, you're at least chasing somebody in recess. Flirting was definitely a thing as a second grader.
Well,
from what I remember.
I got my cootie shot pretty early, so I
You
was
did?
out there. Yeah, I
That
made
should
sure
have
I
been one of
played
our
it safe.
sponsors.
Yeah, I
Cootie
played it safe, that's right.
Vaccination.
No, yeah, you get your playground crush and all that stuff. Just don't bring that kid around. I don't want him to go to
Yeah.
Joshua's birthday party or anything. I don't know why I picked Joshua.
Wife is out of town for iHeart Music Fest.
Yes.
She's running the red carpet right now.
Amazing. Is that why you're not wearing pants? Oh.
No. So I'm a single dad, as I tend to tell people during this time. It's crazy, but also like it kind of like it's a fun weekend for Peyton and I. We're gonna hang out, might go to the Mets game. They're in Philly.
I thought you said you wanted a fun weekend.
Yeah, but you mentioned birthday parties. Sunday we have like the gauntlet. We're at bowling alley right by your house.
The Colonial
Colonial
Lanes, nice.
Yeah, we have another birthday
That
after
dump.
that. Yeah, it got better.
Yeah, is that the place with the big? They got the big TVs, right?
Now they do. Yeah.
Well, it's Sunday. Big
Yeah,
TVs,
fair.
all right.
Oh man. Yeah, that's bad.
Did I just make you realize that?
Yeah.
Yeah. It
Jeez.
always sounds like, oh yeah, Sunday, no problem. And then like the day of, you're like, wait a second.
Yeah, because you're not
Wait a
in that
second.
mode yet.
Can I complain about and I do this every year. I know it would be more work on their part, but NFL, you guys got to do a better job with the scheduling. There's no reason I should watch 8 1:00 games and go
Yeah.
down to, or 10 1:00 games and have 3 4:00 games.
Right.
It's
And 2 to
BS.
be in the same market.
It's
That was
stupid.
nuts. That was nuts.
Come
yeah.
on. What are we
Uh,
doing here? I want an equal amount. There's at least, if I can do a quick count, there's at least 6 or 7 teams on the West Coast.
Fair.
I want them. I understand a lot of them are in the same division. I want them playing different people. I
Yeah.
want 7 4:00 games.
As a dad, there's nothing better than the red zone because
Oh
like,
my God.
hey, honey, do you want to do this? Or daddy, can we go play this game? Sure. Next commercial. I got you.
That's right. That's right.
Commercial
Never
free football. Yeah.
Not now.
it's so great.
I got to practice my not
And
now.
I don't
Not
know
right now.
how they haven't like realized that. And I've even ratted myself out and they still fall for it. It's pretty impressive.
They hear next commercial. Maybe they don't really want to hang with you. Maybe
Yeah,
they're being nice. Like,
maybe.
go ask dad just to be nice.
I guess. Oh, who cares?
Eagles are 2-0.
Yeah.
I
Dolphins
know.
are 2-0.
I know. I thought for our show last Friday, the city of Philadelphia was celebrating that when they heard we weren't going to be on, and it turns out they were just celebrating that Thursday night Eagles win. Which I will say, I'm Eagles. I'm not impressed.
Yeah.
If Minnesota had any sort of a run game, it would have been a different story. But 2-0, 2-0. I could say the same thing about the Dolphins. If the
Yeah.
Dolphins defense didn't come for that nice 3-0 stop in the fourth quarter after that blocked field goal, then it could have been a different game. And the Patriots are washed up. They have They have so many holes in their defensive line. They don't really have an offense. Mac Jones is not the best decision maker out there. And the Dolphins kind of scraped by a little bit. They should have handled them a little bit better. But 2-0 is 2-0.
Yeah, that's really the Eagles fan base on Twitter has been like the sky is falling, they're picking out all the flaws. But you got to remember this time last year you played the Vikings and you won, and then that's what catapulted the Eagles into being who they are. So it's come full circle. You're 2-0. Was it pretty? But dude, if they're not clicking on all cylinders right now, watch out when they are.
Yeah.
You're beating really decent teams, and it doesn't seem like it's going to get any worse. So if I'm a fan and my team's 2-0, I mean, meanwhile, New York Giants people, like, I get it. Your team just went up, just came back from a 21 point deficit, but it's against the Cardinals. If there's a team you could do that against, it's a team that's clearly telling you they want to lose every single game.
It shouldn't have even happened. There's
Exactly.
no reason the Cardinals should have been winning
Right.
28-3 or
But
7
you
or
would
whatever it
think
is.
put some respect on Daniel Dimes.
No.
Like Danny Dimes
No.
is the truth. Like it's
No.
like, what are we watching the same content? Like, you know what I mean? Like the Giants have not a prayer in this season. I hate to say that. It's not good for, just the rivalry that is Philly, New York Jets, Giants, but they're not going anywhere.
No,
You know?
I just don't understand why. Why do I have to put respect on? Why? Because you guys paid him so much? Why do I have to put respect
It's
on his name?
ridiculous.
You shouldn't have paid him that much to begin with.
Yeah.
And he's not making Joe Burrow money
Right.
or Patrick Mahomes money.
All right.
But you take a guy, then he struggled. He's Giant fans say he's really going to find his groove this year. I mean, he's got a whack wide receiving core. He really,
No.
I feel bad for the kid, but Giants fans were unhappy when they took him in the first place.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was a cool comeback, but you literally came back from the worst team in football. Like, it's just like, I don't know.
I want to know, like, then looking at the schedule too, Eagles, you go from primetime Thursday to primetime Monday.
Right.
And then this week, the Giants were primetime last night, and then they have primetime next
Thursday.
Monday. No, next Monday.
Tonight. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So is that just the way? Like, it's
I think they're
insane
trying to
amount
do
of
that,
rest.
give an extra, like, that's a long week now. So I know the Eagles fans are going to come back strong come Monday because they're going to be out. Like, it's going to feel like 2 weeks without your team. And that's what happens early. It feels like you got football every single day. And then it kind of starts to settle, right?
Yeah.
You have bye weeks. So you're like, oh, my team's not in it. Then, everything just starts to settle. But this time is like, wow, this is fun. It's quick, fast, fast paced. You mentioned Joe Burrow.
I did.
What do you think, man?
I think they're waiting to click. That's
Yeah.
all. I mean, he doesn't look good. His offensive line hasn't given him much support.
Yeah.
And it's sad, but it's week 2, and I understand even from a Philadelphia standpoint, we're picking out flaws. We're Monday morning, literally quarterbacking, saying what we could do. This is BS. We struggled against Minnesota, blah, 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 blah. But guys, it's week 2. You could lose the first 4 games of the season and still make the playoffs. I mean, that's not unheard of. And in fact, even take my own advice for fantasy football. That's last year, the league, I won the championship. I lost the first, I think, 4 weeks and end up
So you're mid-season
going
form.
in. Yeah, exactly. So I wouldn't worry yet. I would wait a few weeks, and it's not like it was a cakewalk, right? The divisional matchup last week against the Ravens, a tough Ravens team, and it's not like that was a blowout. It was a 3-point game.
Yeah.
And then I know we skipped a week, so let's go all the way back to week 1. That was a little embarrassing against the Browns, but the Browns have a top 5 defense in the NFL right now. Plus, that was the very first week, guys. So I understand that there's preseason and that's how you're supposed to practice, but like, God, preseason's a joke. Every professional athlete that plays in the NFL for preseason, their goal is to not get hurt. Their goal is not to go all out and get to midseason form. So no panic button, not until week 5 for the Cincinnati Bengals. And they have a pretty good matchup this week. I think they're Monday night against the Rams, a struggling Rams team. So 2 Monday night games. You got our Eagles against the Bucks.
Yeah.
And the Rams against the Bengals, which worked out good last week.
It did. I like
you
that.
were saying
Yeah.
you had a complaint.
Well, yeah, like once I like that it starts early. Like, don't get me wrong, I like that, but I hate when one's in the second half and the others, and I gotta figure out which one I want to watch. I do appreciate that they put the score in the right corner for the other team, and I could kind of get an idea. But I would love if there was an option on ESPN where I could watch both.
Yeah,
ESPN2 should simulcast both. I mean, if they own the rights to it, why can't they do that?
So it was same 7:15 and 8:15 start last week, right?
Yeah,
because of the Pittsburgh game, we watched Chubb's knee explode. And it wasn't late.
that was and respect to ESPN for not re-showing it.
Oh,
but shame on everybody and their mother on social media instantly showing it. You couldn't miss it, and now everybody's seen it because you can't option not to see it because people put it on social media, so it just shows up on your timeline. It was the way a Buffalo Bills fan breaks a chair.
Yeah, dude, it was like a wishbone after Thanksgiving.
Oh my
that
God,
thing is destroyed.
Yeah,
and I feel bad for him. I mean,
such a great player.
In a huge part of the Browns' offense, and he had a similar injury in college. And I think people are saying it's the same knee. I want to say it's the same knee, and all the more reason. And this is an argument for the NFLPA of running backs need to get paid.
Yeah.
So look at that. And I understand things like that can happen to any player, but more so for a running back. I mean, come on.
They need that insurance, man. They're literally putting their legs out there. And I get it.
That thing is gone. It was so gross. Everybody had to have seen it.
Right.
You're not even looking for it and you're seeing it. But I will say, classy to Pittsburgh fans. And I've watched games in Pittsburgh. I've went to see Dolphin games there before,
awesome
multiple.
Stadium.
It's a good stadium. They're good people. Good-hearted. It's not, you don't have to worry
Boston.
about, it's not New England where people are getting knocked out and all that other stuff. So it's, they were chanting his name as he was getting carted out.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
I understand he's an athlete and he was probably in shock, but
Yeah.
I would not have been that cool.
He was so composed.
He was like, no, I
telling
can't.
his players
He's like,
yo, don't
I
try to
can't
pick
get
me up. Yeah.
he even
'cause-
tried rolling over and he was like, no.
Nope, can't move it.
No.
Yeah. It kind of looked, you could see the separation a little bit it was nuts. The funniest thing is they got their old flame back, and that's Kareem Hunt.
Did he answer the phone?
Yeah, he answered the
He's
phone.
just
Picked
waiting.
up. He's there now.
A lot of old flames, I feel like, are rumored or even get. Kareem Hunt came back. Brady has been
Yeah,
rumored circling with the Jets
until
and
he's
all that.
82.
Like,
that's
get outta
always
here
going
with
to be circular. Oh, he's thinking about opting out of the Raiders ownership deal. He's coming to the Jets. Like, he's always going to be around, and I think also it's a marketing plan for him to stay relevant. Yeah, just leak some stuff out or don't.
I'm trying to think about this because it's a surprise to a lot of you out there. I'm not a professional athlete. I know I talk and look like one, but I'm not. And for someone like Kareem Hunt, who's been on championship level teams,
Right.
To come back and play for the Browns. I understand Deshaun Watson. good defense. Nobody thinks the Browns are winning the Super Bowl. They're
No.
not. They have a solid chance to try to take the division,
Yeah.
but Deshaun Watson looked terrible. An interception.
Mhm.
He had a bunch of personal fouls, face masks, and all that other stuff. He just
He's had a
wasn't
ton of personal
himself.
fouls in his life.
You're damn right. You're damn right. So it's just, especially in that position, after watching a fellow running back get that hurt, to be like, you have to be a competitor. Be like, yeah, no, I'll play. Yeah, pay me however much money, I'll come back and pay a little. You know what I mean? He's not
Yeah.
making a huge sum of money, and he's just pretty much like getting thrown back into the Coliseum. Just
Yeah.
there you go.
I-
What doesn't hurt on you? Let's see if we can hurt that before you eventually retire.
Yeah, it's crazy how that all pans out, and you think you're out and you're back in it. So it's just one freak out. I mean, look at the whole Aaron Rodgers and Zach Wilson. You know, like it's like 1 minute you think Zach's going to be sitting there for 2.5 years learning from Aaron Rodgers. Next minute he's getting concussed on the field. And
That whole situation.
and leading his team to quote unquote victory.
And of course, like I know
Yeah.
Carl's big in the group chat because he's a huge Jet fan still, even though we try to talk him out of it every day.
Yeah.
And I know he sent us Woody Johnson sent the like, oh, get better, he'll be back.
back.
Going,
Uh,
oh, he's ownership. He's paying this dude for 2 years. Of course, he's gonna say that.
Yeah,
Like,
Frosty the Snowman said that.
yeah, like come on, yeah, exactly, exactly. And there was no sequel,
Yeah.
was there? Actually, I don't know.
Yeah, there
Come
might
on.
have
But it's
been.
it's just it's throw Rogan can take his bag and literally do whatever he
Yeah.
wants. He says he wants to be back. I don't know. I mean, you got to look at your life here. It's like
He
Tom,
wants us to say he won't be back because we'll motivate him. So
dude,
everybody, look at the camera right now. Aaron, you're not going to be back.
he's not. You're not coming back. Just take your money, do the
Yeah.
podcast thing.
Yeah.
Tom Brady is an anomaly. Peyton Manning barely got out of the NFL with half of a neck.
Neck,
The,
yeah.
the guy can't turn to the right without turning his own body. Eli got out with limited injuries here. Like, just what do you have to prove? You won a Super Bowl. You won it one time. You made millions of dollars. You can walk into any place and take anybody home with you. Just take it for what it is.
That commercial resurfaced where Peyton's watching Brady come back against the Falcons. And he's like, yeah, Father Time catches everybody. Am I right? Hey. And then he starts making a comeback. He's like, you want to watch the Food Network? I heard that's on. And like he finally just throws a football through the TV. It's such a great commercial.
Oh my god, man!
Yeah.
I tell you that even like their commercial for the Manning cast. I think we talked
Yeah.
about this 2 weeks ago. Was just fantastic. The two of them. Week 3 is going to be interesting. Predictions for Monday night. Not that it matters. You guys don't listen to us anyway. But we got Tampa going into the Eagles going down to Tampa. Mike, what do we think?
I think the Eagles are going to take that. I mean, look, I like Tampa. I think it's a witty team. It's come together. Mike Evans is playing out of his mind, and I think it's still a really good football team. I don't think it's an easy cover for the Eagles, but I definitely think there's just too many weapons. And like I said, the Eagles have not. I don't want to call it a perfect game because there's no such thing as that. But there's many situations where, okay, if you were playing somebody else, you might have lost. So they have a lot of work to do, and there's a lot of determination. I think the Eagles won that.
I can agree with you. And Philly, I'm not taking credit away from you at all, but Tampa is not the 2-0 team everybody thinks they are. I mean, you beat up on a very weak Minnesota team, and I'm a huge fan of Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody can throw the ball. It's not stupid. I can't say anybody can throw the ball, but for what he has around him, I think he's a solid quarterback. I mean,
Yeah.
he threw 400 yards and 4 passing touchdowns last Thursday night
Mhm.
and made it a game.
Yeah.
So I don't want to take any respect away from Kirk, but Minnesota doesn't have it. They're just not there. So you had the whole sign stealing situation too, which it's not like baseball. It's not like these guys are sneaking in with trash
Right.
cans or anything. If your defensive plays, if you're tipping your hand,
Yeah.
and the same thing with pitch. If you're tipping your
Yeah.
pitches,
No,
you
you're going to get
deserve
caught.
to get
Yep,
caught.
I
It's
agree.
not cheating. It's not like he did a Bill Belichick and stole a playbook or recorded practice. He literally was able to identify the signs. That's called strategy.
Mhm.
But they're 2-0, barely beat Minnesota by 3 points. And then they beat a very weak Chicago team. And guys, Justin Fields is not it. They're not. I don't understand why they're so high on this kid. They all off season. This is it. He had 5 good games last year. 5.
I love it.
So dumb. We got to take a break. Anyway, let's take a break, guys. When we
Take a
come
dumb
back,
break.
there's a lot that happened in the last 2 weeks. We're going to do our first ever rundown of random pop culture stuff. You'll hear what Mike and I think
My
about a
God.
whole bunch of stuff. Plus, prime time talk for a prime spot. We're going to talk Deion Sanders some more. Stay with us, Phillies, the Divide Live on